Alright, hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Niger here once again. So, it's been almost a full week since we've gotten the official trailer for Spyro A Realm Beyond, but I'm still on cloud nine, man. Like the game already looks really good. I did a trailer reaction. Go check that out. It's on the channel now. And I'll be completely honest with you guys, because I like to be honest with you guys. I've probably watched that trailer like 100 times by now. It was posted to all the different channels, not just the official Spyro YouTube channel, but to the PlayStation, Xbox, stuff like that. So, Spyro definitely got a lot of traction and a lot of excitement from people, myself included. And to see not just my reaction, of course, because I'm super hyped for it, but to see everybody else in the community who is excited for this game, those who have been holding out hope for the beautiful Purple Dragon's return, including people like Miharu the Fox, or of course Canadian Guy A, who is taking the biggest victory lap of his life right about now. It's been really awesome to see, and I cannot wait. Spring 2027 literally cannot cannot get here quickly enough, and I know I'm definitely pre-ordering it as soon as it's available for pre-order. Probably same day it goes up for pre-order. Like I'm pretty much counting down the days until not just it's available for pre-order, but till it actually comes out. And and I'm probably gonna get it for, and just full transparency, before we get into what we need to get into, I'm probably gonna get it for both my PC, mainly so I can record gameplay. And yes, I'm gonna be streaming it, or at least on launch day. I don't know if I'll stream the whole game, but I'm gonna be streaming it, and I'm probably gonna get it for my PlayStation and 5 because why not? Oh, I've always gotten Spyro for the PlayStation, and that's literally how we got here, with Spyro on the PS1. I'm excited, and it's to the point where even the developers, Toys for Bob, know how excited we are. They've done some interviews, and they talked about the excitement from the community, and it's just a really awesome thing to see. But I say all that to say, hey, we have to analyze this trailer. Like I said, I reacted to the trailer already, but there was a lot of things in the trailer, in just that brief trailer, about a minute hit trailer, but we already see quite a bit when it comes to what's going to be in this game, and I want to kind of talk about it, kind of dissect a lot of the big things that we see in the trailer. Or did you now you may be asking yourself, Nigel, did you watch the trailer again before you clicked record for this video? You're damn right I did. In fact, I've probably seen the trailer like 100 times by now, which I may or may not have mentioned just a few moments ago, but I've probably seen that trailer like 100 times throughout the week. Like I keep coming back to it. It's oh man, I'm excited and excited to do this trailer analysis, this breakdown. I've put together some big things that we're seeing in the trailer, and I want to kind of go through each and kind of talk about what I think they mean when it comes to what we'll actually see in the game itself. I could be right, I could be wrong. There's some stuff that's been confirmed already, but I want to really talk about and analyze the trailer. And yes, there have been other YouTubers that have done this already, but I, for myself and for my channel, wanted to do so because this game, I'm pumped for it. If you haven't been able to tell already, but just in case. But that being said, let's get right into it. So the first thing that I've noted is that this game looks like it's going to take place in the Dragon Realms, and the thing is, and for each claim or thing that I want to analyze, I'm going to present my evidence to show that this game definitely takes place partially, I think, in the Dragon Realm. The main reason being that Spyro, when it shows him in the trailer, he is definitely running through Dry Canyon and within the Peacekeeper's world. So this definitely, he's starting off in the Dragon Realm. However, with the tagline "A Realm Beyond," I imagine this means we're going to be going to a different realm. But this game, I'm predicting, will at least least partially take place in the Dragon Realms. We'll probably cross over to a different realm throughout the course of the game, but at least part of it will be, it looks like will be in the Dragon Realms. The second thing that I've noted is that at the tagline, the other kind of sub line of "A New Evil Rises." Now, some people have talked about that potentially being indicating a new villain, but I don't know, something about what we've seen already. We just see the villain's hand. We don't see anything really else from our main antagonist. But I'm predicting it might be Red from Spyro A Hero's Tale. Oh, now, I was basically just off the eyeball test, so I could be way off. But a lot of people will have kind of speculated we could get a new villain based off the wording of "A New Evil Rises." I'm inclined to agree with that, except we've seen him pull bait and switches like that before. Not necessarily Spyro or Toys for Bob, but for example, a big example was during Batman Arkham Knight, where they teased Batman was facing a brand new threat, the likes he's never faced before, and it turned out to be Jason Todd, a very much slash the Red Hood slash the Arkham Knight, a very much established character in Batman canon. And yeah, Jason Todd was being introduced into the Batman mythos for the first time, or the Arkham mythos. It was for the first time in that game, but it was kind of a bait and switch, and a lot of people felt kind of betrayed when it came to the way they worded that. The fact that a new villain was teased, or at least heavily hinted at, and it turned out to be a villain, someone that we've already seen plenty of times before. So, I say that to say I could see it going either way. If it is Red returning, I would love to see what they do with him this time around. Huh? They give him a new coat of paint. If they take a lot of the elements from him in A Hero's Tale. Unfortunately, I feel like he was kind of forgettable. But if they do it right, it could be. Excuse me, it could be interesting. But considering going back to it being in a different realm based off the tagline alone, that kind of throws a wrench in the works. Because all these things have to be kept in mind. Or not, I don't know. But another potential villain that some people have picked up on is that it could be a new version of Malefor. And the main reason for that being is that when the villain laughs after they're introduced, it sounds a lot like Mark Hamill. Now, admittedly, and I think the main reason I didn't comment on it when I did my reaction is because I didn't pick up on it. But I wonder if it's psychosomatic. But once people started speculating it being Mark Hamill's voice, the second I heard him laugh, it's definitely Mark Hamill. It's either Mark Hamill or somebody who needs to start getting paid to do impressions of Mark Hamill, because it sounded exactly like him. It didn't sound full on like Joker laugh, like from like Batman the Animated Series or anything else that Mark Hamill has been in as Joker, but it definitely sounded a lot like Mark Hamill. Well, and a lot of people they wanted a new, or at least a like remaster, something like that, of the Legend of Spyro, or for like characters from Legend of Spyro, that trilogy, to come back into the Spyro mythos, more specifically characters like Cinder. But Malefor showing up in this new iteration, admittedly, I never finished the Legend of Spyro games. I played all three, didn't finish any of them, so Malefor I don't have the biggest connection with, unfortunately. But but if that is true, I want to see what they do with him when it comes to this game. The next thing that we have up are the Harakeets. Now, the Harakeets, they're the little creatures we saw running around at first. Now, I originally put down that I wonder if they were going to be characters that were essential to the story, or if they were going to be just fodder for Spyro to run over, which it'd be kind of awkward for them to be shown as kind of frightened and helpless, and just to be trampled by Spyro in the game. That'd be kind of dark. But you could make the argument for a lot of the other fodder, because man, look at how cute some of these fodder are, just to be flamed or charged by Spyro. But then again, Spark's gotta eat, you know? But the Harakeet, with how they've been built up on the Toys for Bob slash Spyro social media, like they're making a big deal of them. It pretty much confirms that they're going to be a big part of the storyline, and I want to see what they do with them. Oh, now introducing a like new character, a new subspecies can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how they do it. But you know what? I trust Toys for Bob, so I want to see what they do. I wonder what significance they'll have in the story, whether they'll be more background or if they'll play a big part of the story. Like if they go like full zony from like Ratchet and Clank, and that's the main thing I'm wondering about. But obviously we will see. Now, another thing, or the next thing on the list is, and this has pretty much been confirmed, that Tom Kenny is indeed coming back to voice Spyro, and you can pretty much tell because it's Tom Kenny's voice as Spyro's flying around in during the trailer and everything, flying in the clouds and everything, and oh. We'll get to that, but Tom Kenny is indeed coming back to voice Spyro. A lot of people were hoping that he would, if we ever did get Spyro 4, they were hoping for the voice of Tom Kenny, and sure enough, we are in fact getting the voice of Tom Kenny. And it's crazy how many people, once we got the revelation that we are getting Tom Kenny back, said, "Oh, hey, I'm surprised. I never knew Tom Kenny voiced Spyro." Oh, it might be a little hard to tell, but let me let you in on a little secret, guys. If you were a 90s or a 2000s kid, or even a 2010s kid, Tom Kenny probably voiced a good portion of your childhood, but Tom Kenny has lent his voice to so many projects, like so many iconic characters, whether it be Spyro the Dragon or SpongeBob SquarePants. Tom Kenny has been in almost like if you've watched anything animated from 1990, possibly even before then, up until like present day, there is a very good chance you've heard Tom Kenny at some point. So just keep that in mind as a rule of thumb. If there's anything animated, if you're watching something animated and you're wondering if Tom Kenny is in it, probably. Uh, um, but someone who may or may not be absent, which is next on the list, this is Stuart Copeland. Now, a lot of people were kind of concerned because the music that they showed in the trailer was not the work of Stuart Copeland. It sounded kind of generic. It didn't really sound like Stuart Copeland's music, and that's because it wasn't. But now a lot of people are kind of scared. They're kind of concerned and asking, where's Stuart Copeland? Is he coming back for this game? And now some people have speculated that maybe he'll come back, or they might go with someone else. And truth be told, well, I kind of talked about it when I did my like Spyro 4 predictions, like stuff that could be in Spyro 4, stuff I want to see in Spyro 4, kind of wish listing. I did that video some time ago. I want to say like last year, or it might have been earlier this year. But in my wish listing kind of video, I talked about how it would be nice to get Stuart Copeland back, and it'd be really very much a treat to get Stuart Copeland back. Don't know definitively if he was going to come back though. He was willing to come back for the Reignited trilogy, but to get him back for Spyro 4 would be cool, but I don't know for sure if we're going to get him. That remains to be seen. Obviously, we've only just seen the trailer for now. We don't have a lot of information yet, so it's a possibility, but that remains to be seen. It's probably going to be a little bit before we get more information when it comes to that. But next up, Spyro has gone quite the physical change. And he, throughout the trailer, you notice he is noticeably bigger and slightly older. So some time has passed between Spyro 3 or I should say the events of Spyro 3 and the events of this game. So Spyro's gotten a little bit older, closer to a teenager, and you notice he's a bit more swole. He's been definitely hitting the gym, him lifting those weights, and his wings are noticeably bigger. And that's something that's going to play into something we're going to talk about in just a moment. But with Spyro being older and bigger, it shows kind of the passage of time, and it could show not just a physical difference in Spyro, but perhaps a mental and emotional difference when it comes to the character and how they operate and everything, which would be really cool to see how that's done throughout the course of the game. But next up, we may be getting Free Flight, which Free Flight was something that we got in Dawn of the Dragon. Ironic, I talk about the last officially new Spyro game being Dawn of the Dragon, and now they're carrying over that Free Flight. But at the Free Flight aspect, and Toys for Bob kind of talked about it when they did their interview with IGN, where they talked about the kind of campfire, which we saw briefly in the footage, and how that kind of caused an updraft and allows Spyro to fly up, and we see him flying towards the rings and everything. And something else we noticed, and I'm kind of just going down the list here, we seem to be getting some free targeting and potential fireballs for Spyro, which I noted was similar to a Hero's Tale, where the different elements that Spyro was able to breathe, that being fire, electricity, water, and ice breath, all got hot. They got their standard breath that Spyro was able to spew out, but you were able to buy like essentially elemental balls. So you were able to shoot flame balls, ice balls, water balls, and electric balls, and it allowed for better traversal and everything, and it allowed for kind of differing up the gameplay experience. So it seems like we might be getting that back in this game. Now, will it be treated similarly to Hero's Tale, where you had to buy them so many at a time, and then once you ran out, you had to go buy some more from money bags? That remains to be seen, um, but it's just noting the kind of gameplay there. But the section that we saw, a lot of people speculated whether or not that was, in fact, a speedway section, and not just because of the free flights and the free targeting slash fireball, but because of the absence of Sparks the Dragonfly. People noticed Sparks wasn't in the footage, but people speculated whether or not it was a speedway, considering that Sparks usually doesn't accompany you when you go into speedways. Do I think it's a speedway? It's a possibility, especially with Spyro shooting through and then flying through the subsequent ring. But obviously, we'll have to wait and see what that level truly is as we get closer to the game's release. But that being a speedway, I wouldn't put it past them. There were speedways in the previous Spyro games, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do get some speedway levels in the game. But as for if that particular level we saw was a speedway level, that obviously remains to be seen. But the next thing, and this was probably also a given, and is that we're definitely going to be in the realm of a collectathon. We saw gems very much present in the background as Spyro was running through Dry Canyon. In the trailer, we saw the gems in the background, uh, and I could tell it's Dry Canyon by that specific arch and those gems. That I'm like, that's definitely Dry Canyon. But Spyro, you gotta run towards the gems. Come on, man! It's your first day on the job or something. Um, but it's with that shown, it seems like it is going to be very much collectathon based. And that makes sense with Spyro at its core being a collectathon. Now, they do add different elements and everything, and The Legend of Spyro wasn't as much collectathon. It was definitely more like narrative and combat based, but with it kind of going back to its roots in a way, kind of tying back into the argument of Spyro going back to its roots, I imagine we're going to see some collectathon elements. And I also talked about this, I predicted this in my Spyro 4 video, how we may see a new type of collectible introduced, especially to be in line with this different realm and the new parakeet creatures and whatever other new creatures they show. But but I imagine we'll definitely be collecting some things, and that makes sense because it's Spyro. That's kind of what we do here. Another thing I've noticed, and that a lot of people have noticed, is that there's a lot of elements being taken from other games, such as the free flight from the Legend of Spyro games, as well as like Spyro's noticeably older appearance. I noted in my reaction video the background or the level that was shown in the gameplay looking a lot like the Dragonfly Falls in Spyro: A Hero's Tale. Also, I'm noticing some things that they're taking from other games. Even the logo, some people said, kind of looks similar to like the Legend of Spyro logo. Oh, so I imagine they're going to be playing fast and loose with other elements of Spyro's canon, while also adding their own twist. And they did something similar with Crash 4 because you had characters like Dingodile, like Entropy, like Tana and everything, and they reference other aspects of Crash's mythos while telling their own original idea. And I think that's pretty cool, to who have your own story, while also when it comes to like an established IP, have your own story, have your own original ideas, but had some callbacks every now and then, and are nice, and they do bring everything together and show people that you care. Or now, when you do it too much and rely on it and use it kind of a crutch, then it could potentially backfire. But I think Toys for Bob definitely do it out of a place, excuse me, out of a place of love and respect for Spyro, and you can tell even with all the work they put in, not just in the Reignited trilogy, but in this game, and then what they've said in their interviews and everything, you can tell how much they love and appreciate Spyro as a character, as a game franchise, and them wanting to do right by them. Even going independent so they can really bring their own ideas to the table. Like, all that is super cool, and I'm definitely excited. It definitely makes me excited for the upcoming game, if I wasn't already, which I am. You can tell by this video. But the last thing, and this isn't even something that's confirmed by the trailer. This is kind of just a free flowing idea I had because I have several of those. Is I wonder if we're going to get some console exclusive content for either PlayStation 5 or Xbox, or even PC. Now, we have a history in the past with other games of having stuff that's just for PlayStation or just for Xbox. So I wonder if we're gonna get that for this game. We didn't really get it for Reignited, so I imagine we might not get it for this game. But it would be cool to see if we do indeed get something like that. Or I do wonder if the controller will light up again with the different colors of sparks like it did for the Reignited trilogy. But that is just the trailer. That's just breaking down the trailer, and obviously we don't have a lot of information yet. Like we're very sparse on information because we just have the trailer to go off of. But so far from the trailer, it looks good. I cannot wait for spring of 2027. In fact, I want the game now. Come on, Toys for Bob. Give me what I want. Give me the game. Put it in my Steam account right now. Put it in my PlayStation account. Give me what I want right now. Excuse me, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this trailer analysis and this kind of discussion and everything. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and turn on those post notifications so you know every single time I upload a video so you never miss an upload. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on the trailer. Have I missed the mark? Do you think I'm on point with a lot of my analyses and everything? And are you excited for Spyro A Realm Beyond? Spring 2027, I am there. But in the meantime, until that time arises, this channel isn't going to be, I'm not going to do like a billion videos on Spyro every single day leading up to it, but I'll probably dip it to the well here and there as we get closer towards release. I'll probably do some Spyro videos every now and then. But even if I did become a Spyro channel, I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be upset at that because I love Spyro. I'm glad to see him back. And yeah, I'm hyped, man. I'm excited. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace.